In most healthcare facilities, you will be required to record the care that you've given to your patients. Hi, I'm Kathy Getrist, and today we're going to be talking about recording client information. The medical record, more commonly referred to just as the chart, is a written account of the patient's condition and response to the care and treatment that has been provided. The medical record is an important record of care that can be subpoenaed as evidence in a legal case. It therefore must be documented with great accuracy and truthfulness. The patient record is retained after the patient is discharged and even well after a person dies, and is stored for retrieval at a later date as needed. Example comes to mind. My mother was having some health care problems, and she wanted to know if she might access the information from her biological mother, who had died in 1933. So she contacted the medical records department of the hospital where her mother had been a patient, and they were able to retrieve the medical record, and she shared that with her physician, and it gave a lot of insight and was able to be helpful for my mother's medical treatment. So you can see from 1933 to the present, that information is stored for a long period of time. There are several purposes why charting is necessary. The chart should contain an accurate picture of the patient, the care provided, and the response to that care. Also, the information and observations contained in the chart assist the health team members in planning the care that is to be given. Clear and accurate communication in charting is essential to provide clear correspondence between caregivers. It isn't possible for caregivers from different disciplines to all be in the same room at the same time on an ongoing basis talking about an individual patient. But it is recorded by the different disciplines on this chart. And so as a nurse, the nurses can access information that a physician has documented, or a physical therapist, or occupational therapist, or any other number of professionals. As well as those individuals can track the correspondence that the nurses and others have provided. So it provides an ongoing communication system, written or electronic, as opposed to verbal communication. The amount of charting that you will do, as well as the kinds of information that you will be recording, will depend to a great extent on the facility where you work. And those requirements also are different from state to state. Some facilities' records are still being written down in longhand, but the trend in all of them is moving towards computerizing their documentation system. There are many reasons why healthcare facilities are moving towards computerizing all of the records. One is that many caregivers would be able to access the record at the same time. In the past, if I, for example, wanted to make some entry on the patient record, I would have to make sure that the chart was accessible to me. Maybe somebody else would have the chart, and while somebody else had the chart, I would have to wait. Or if I wanted to look up lab values, or you as a caregiver, if you wanted to determine whether or not certain cares had been already given, you would have to wait until you were able to get the chart if it were being used by someone else. With electronic documentation, you would be able to access the information whenever you needed to. Another reason for computerization is that the problem with reading handwriting is avoided, as the record is clearly printed. Physicians and others have kind of a bad reputation when it comes to legibility with their writing. So computerization takes care of that. Patients will be able to maintain their medical record on computer chips that will allow for more rapid care in the event of illness. The possibilities of errors and delays in treatment can be reduced. For example, if a patient is able to bring their medical record by a computerized chip to the emergency room, if they're having medical problems, that could be immediately utilized and care could be provided more rapidly. There are many forms that are in the medical record. As I said earlier, facilities differ in the type of forms and the amount of charting on them that is permitted by you, the unlicensed caregiver. The following, however, are the most commonly used forms on which you would be required to chart. The first is the graphic record. The graphic record is used to record measurements of the patient. It may include measurements of vital signs such as the blood pressure, pulse, or respiration, or it might include height and weight determinations. It allows the nurse, physician, and other caregivers to see readings and trends over time because the record can allow for about 4 or 5 days worth of recording of those measurements, so trends can be determined. The flow record is another common record. It's used to document the care that you give. Such things as personal care, appetite, and activity are recorded on a flow record on each shift that a caregiver works. Abbreviations and check marks are used to record this care after it has been completed. The progress note, also called the nurse's note or sometimes called the multidisciplinary progress record, is a type of record that describes in words changes or progress in the patient health status. If you are required to chart on this record, your facility will provide you with additional training in order to do so accurately. Finally, the care plan is a written guide that directs you with the care for each patient. Each patient has a care plan. It's an individualized plan that's written and reviewed regularly for each patient by nurses and other members of the healthcare team. As a caregiver, you will not be required to develop the care plan, but you may identify problems or strategies that the nurse and others may want to add to the care plan. An example might be in the care of an individual, you might determine that because of a painful right shoulder that the patient has, they do not like to be positioned on their right side. So that would be something that you could communicate to the nurse, and the nurse in turn would add that to the care plan so that others might have that information as well. You will be required to follow and review the care plan